Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot and Pagan Perspectives. I have Houdini right here. And Coda over there. And there's Jelly right there. Okay, this week's topic is on Aleister Crowley. It comes from Jade Apani. We covered Silver Raven Wolf and Cabot and all that. And now we're on to Aleister Crowley. And this was actually a few months ago that we received this question, but because of the backlog, the question is just now coming up. They write, earlier this week I had a disturbing conversation with a friend who was getting into the teachings of Aleister Crowley. I say disturbing because of all the things I have heard about him. Are they all fact? Was he really into human sacrifice and stuff like that? I'd really like to know for sure what this guy was about, so I can properly deter my friend from getting into something that might go against what we as Wiccans / pagans believe in. Many thanks and blessings, Jade Apani. So, I've heard sort of the same things. I didn't hear the human sacrifice aspect about Aleister Crowley. But I did hear that he wasn't exactly the best pagan out front, or outright. He wasn't the best role model for paganism, let's put it that way. And so I never really had the, inclination to even go out and read any of his stuff. And whenever I started reading his biography and everything on Wikipedia, which I know isn't the best source to get all your information, but yeah, it's the best place that I could find to get all kinds of information really quickly. So, from what I've read about him on Wikipedia, he didn't seem that bad all around. He was, in the early 1900s, he was like an out and proud pagan type, and he was also in Europe. So, in Europe during the early 1900s, being a pagan, even today in the world, being a pagan isn't all that of a recognized thing, let's say. And even like if you go back into the early 1900s and up until 1947, whenever he died, it still wasn't a widely accepted religion. So, all of the flack that he got around the time frame because he was very outspoken, I can see why people thought he was evil and everything, because anything that you would read about him from somebody else in that time period didn't really paint him in the best light. So, from what I've gathered on his teachings and his beliefs and everything, they actually don't seem that bad. I know that, or from what I've read, he was more into the sexual aspect. He was very into the sexual magic, which isn't really my forte, but, maybe it's yours. I don't know. But that's what he was more focused into, it seems. That and things that brushed me as wrong with him were that he seemed kind of like a womanizer at times, depending on when he was, or what he was writing about. He was kind of racist. He was also a drug user, which, that I know there's plenty of people out there that do different types of recreational drugs, but he kind of got really heavy into it, and he also used it in his practice, which from everything I've read isn't exactly the best way to do your practice. Excuse me. So, are there things about him that I wouldn't necessarily use in my practice? Absolutely. There's a lot of things I would not use from his practice in mine. But do I think that he was an evil person? Not necessarily. he went about things his own way. He followed his own path the way he thought that he should do it. He's pretty much stayed true to himself, which is basically all that I can ask for from a person. Do I think he was evil, or that he stood behind the ideas of sacrificing humans? No, not from what I've read. You know, it didn't seem like he really was that kind of a person. Was he a little out there? Probably. But all in all, I don't think he was a totally evil person from what I've read and how I've heard other people talk about it. I don't think their ideas were the most thought out or the most researched. So, but then again, my views might not be the most researched, so the best thing I can say to you is go and research it, and go ahead and buy one of his books or look up some of his teachings on the internet and search it for yourself. Because if you search it and you see something that might pertain to you in some way, it might become a part of your practice, even if you don't take it if you don't take it in its entirety, let's put it that way, and you mold it and shape it into your own. So that's basically it. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I have to do a lot of editing, so I hope it'll actually be a short video. That's kind of how I meant it to be. I'm sorry that it's coming up so late, with it being a holiday here in the States. This day passed me by. I actually had the day off, and it was kind of weird having a Monday off. So it actually felt like Sunday. So yeah, that's part of my reasoning for being a little bit late. The other is I was doing a lot with my business today, so. But yeah, that's about all that I have. And until next time, have a good day and a better tomorrow. Bye-bye.